Hey everyone, it's Justin here, America's Honest Tax Accountant from Number Crunch Nerds. Well, what a year 2025 has been. With so many folks jumping into the Personal Tax Planning Template program, the feedback has been incredible. I have heard from so many of you, so I just want to start this video with a big thank you to everyone who has gotten involved in number 1, expanding their tax planning knowledge, number 2, laying out their numbers, and number 3, building out their lifetime tax plans side by side with me inside the personal tax planning template. Your participation and support of the channel is much appreciated. So the question now is, what's on the agenda for the rest of 2025? And what's on the agenda as we roll into tax season 2026? Well, number 1, let's take a look at our general tax compliance due dates calendar. So starting right here, December 31st, 2025, this is the last day to complete a Roth IRA conversion for 2025. Then right here, January the 15th, 2026. This is when our Q4 2025 estimated tax payments will be due. Then right here, February the 2nd, 2026. This is the date when W-2s and most 1099s will be due. This is particularly relevant for any of my followers who run a business and also paid a third party for services in 2025. If that is the case, you may have a 1099 NEC filing requirement. And for those of you that are not running a business, this is the due date when you should expect to receive any W-2s or 1099s that are due to you. Note right here that the general due date for this item is usually January the 31st. However, since January the 31st, 2026 is a Saturday, the deadline is pushed to the next business day, which is going to be Monday, February 2nd. Now coming right down here, March 16th, 2026. This is the due date for Form 1065, that is a partnership or a multi-member LLC tax return. It is also the due date for Form 1120S, which is the tax return for an S corporation. And in addition to that, K1s are to be furnished to members and shareholders by this date. So for most people watching this video, chances are you will be on the receiving end of the K1, and so you should expect to receive those by March the 16th so you can finish up your tax return for 2025. All right, coming down here to April 1st, 2026. This is the 2025 RMD deadline for folks taking RMDs for the first time. In other words, if you turned 73 in 2025, then your RBD or required beginning date is going to be April the 1st, 2026. That is the date by which you must take your first RMD from your traditional IRA. Okay, and then finally coming down here to the big day, April the 15th, 2026. This is the date when Form 1040, the individual income tax return for 2025, is going to be due. Estimated tax payments for Q1 2026 are also going to be due on this date. In addition, this is the deadline to make IRA and HSA contributions that can be applicable to the prior year, 2025. In addition, the FBAR is due on this date. This is for foreign bank account reporting. If you have a foreign account and meet other requirements, including the balance in that account throughout the year, you may have an FBAR filing requirement. This is not an IRS form. This form is filed with FinCEN, but it is something that we always like to bring up for those of you who have a foreign bank account. You want to make sure to file that if you have a reporting requirement. And then finally, right here, federal extensions are due to be filed by this date if you want an extension of time to file your tax return until October the 15th, 2026. Remember that an extension is only for extra time to file. It is not for extra time to pay. And that is one of the many reasons why we need to project correct our income inside the personal tax planning template so we can make our estimated tax payments appropriately, even if we file an extension of time to get our return in by that October the 15th extended deadline. Okay, so now for the second item as we wrap up 2025 tax planning. The updated 2026 personal tax planning template is scheduled to be released on December the 22nd, 2025 inside the members area. In addition to that, an all-new series of videos outlining the changes from 2025 to 2026 will be uploaded over the weekend leading up to December the 22nd. So if you're already a member of the Personal Tax Planning Template Program, you can log in at your convenience as we roll into 2026, download the latest 2026 template, and check those update videos out. Okay, now number 3, what's going to be happening as we roll into 2026 tax season? Well, to answer that, I'm going to request some feedback from all of my members and followers. This is your chance to let me know what you are specifically interested in hearing about, and your input will be used to guide the direction of things to come in 2026. To accomplish that, you will find a link to my 2026 tax season survey. The survey contains 6 yes or no questions and will remain open through December 31st, 2025. And that 2026 tax season survey can be found at the link in the description below this video, and please note that your participation and feedback is highly appreciated. So that's going to be it for today's holiday season update video. Warmest wishes to everyone for the 2025 holiday season, and let's get ready for tax planning in 2026.